Good morning to Arsenal legend David Seaman. David, a very good morning.
Morning, David.
Morning, guys.
Why are you laughing at that, David? I'm trying to stick up for Ozil here, right? Martin Keown wants to kick him round the dressing room. The Arsenal fans are giving him stick. It can't just be down to him, David, surely.
No, it wasn't. It was over the two ties. It was down to two basic defending mistakes. But I can understand the frustration with Ozil, because when you see him play and when he's on song, he's fantastic. But there's been quite a few times in big games where he just hasn't turned up, and I think that was one last night.
Yeah.
I'd ask you, David, see, sometimes with big players, you know, on big occasions, that's when they turn up. I mean, there's no doubt in his talent, David. Absolutely no doubt in his talent.
Yeah.
But do you think there's something in him that he doesn't do enough? He accepts when it's not going to be his night, rather than that a top player will go and take the game and make something happen? Is it something in Ozil that prevents him doing that?
It looks that way. You know, I think that's the way he plays. You know, sometimes he looks like he's not bothered, or he's getting upset and he's not happy with other players. But it's just, I think it's just his facials. But it's so frustrating because he's got so much talent that he's just such a good player. But he needs to turn up more often. But I can totally understand why the fans are so frustrated.
David, it's going to turn into the end of the season when Arsenal leaves. It's a great shame. Look, we all have our day, but he's going to go out in a wimp, if you like, and he doesn't deserve that, does he?
No, but it's been coming. I think it's when he announced that he was leaving, I was sad that quite happy that he'd given us a chance to show our appreciation and realise what he's done for the club. I know his last game's going to be away at Huddersfield, but. I think once the dust settles and people start looking back at what he's achieved, and not just what he's achieved, what he's left behind at Arsenal, because when you look at that ground and you look at the training ground and the way he's going to be leaving the club, he's left the next manager a great place to go and work.
Who do you think that'll be, and who do you want it to be, David?
I'm torn between going down like the ex-player route, as in with Patrick or something like that. Yeah. Whether that's a little bit too early, I don't know. I saw him on the touchline when he was the other night, managing New York, and he looked like Arsene. He was just looking, he wasn't ranting and raving, he just staring, just looking at the pitch, and it just totally reminded me of Arsene. But whether it might be a little bit too big for him. I don't know, but other than that, I'm looking at someone like Enrique, because for me, he's got great experience. He's managed a big club, been successful at a big club, and I want someone to come in and bring new ideas to Arsenal.
Not Brendan Rodgers, David. Would he? Is there still a question mark about Brendan? Can he do it at a big club? He almost won it with Liverpool. Let's give him credit.
Yeah, you could put him in there, and I'm sure he would do a great job. But I don't know. I don't know whether the Arsenal fans would be happy with that. I think they'd be more happy with a bigger manager. It's
funny, David, speaking about Patrick there. Obviously, he's cutting his teeth over New York. I actually think he might get the job. He might not. But I think that's the type of player that Arsenal need more than anything at this moment in time.
Yeah, they've been missing a player like that for about 5 years. And it's been frustrating at times, because we've had players in there that we thought were going to do that job, and haven't. We liked something like that, and we've also liked like big confidence, like stature defenders. As we saw last night, it was another basic defending error that cost us the goal, and once they went 1-0 up, that was game over, because we all know that they can defend the lead. They remind me so much of the old Arsenal.
But Bellerin, I used to really like him, David. He just since he's gone vegan, he's just lost the plot.
It's just stop it, you. It's just that I think he's a better attacker than he is a defender. And for a right back, that it should totally be the other way around.
Can he tackle a stick sandwich nowadays? He was a top player, pace and I don't know, was it just confidence, I suppose, or lack of?
He's still got the confidence and the pace. It's just that for me, it's like there's an art.
I think you're right there. Alan's got his own theory on it. Earlier, David, and do you know what I can't believe? Big fella, I cannot believe that Arsenal are 36 or 37 points behind Manchester City. I mean, as I said earlier, David, I would suggest, unless there's an unbelievably dramatic change, that could take years to close that gap.
Yeah, the gap's a bit exaggerated because I think everybody else is about 15 points behind as well. Even the teams above us. But there's a lot of change needed. And when the new manager does come in, he's got a lot of players to look at and think, am I going to keep these players? Because everyone can see that defending Arsenal they're not up to it at the moment. They're making too many mistakes. Going forward is great, but it does need a big overhaul on that defence.
Right, David, while you're on, do you want to get off your chest, Ali? Do you want to get at long last off your chest?
David, I've got to be honest, mate.
Wembley.
I promise you, mate, I don't know where he's going with this.
Gary, I can't beat the big fella. You take the penalty. He's been talking about it for years.
David, I know. I've never been more sick in my life at a penalty save, mate. As good as it was, mate.
Why didn't you take it?
I was ill. But I wanted to take it.
No, you didn't.
I did so. I would have dinked you,
what
big
was that,
fella.
David? He bottled it? Yes, I think David's right.
David, yeah. I'd have dinked you, big fella.
Really, I just started hopping on one leg, mate.
David, listen, have a great weekend, pal. Thank you for joining us. Brilliant.
Guys. Take care, mate.
David Seaman. Yeah, you bottled it. The more I think
didn't
about it,
bottle it.
why did you...
McAllister wouldn't give me a ball, man.